the Daytona Beach 1 million cups. I feel like I've said that before. Yeah, welcome. It's Wednesday. We're here at the world's famous Daytona Cinematique. Welcome. Do we have any first-timers in the room?
Yeah.
Hey. Who else? Jim. Welcome to Daytona Beach 1 million cups. We are brought to you by the Kauffman Foundation. All throughout the country, you have people that are presenting their ideas, and it's a great opportunity for us to give them feedback and maybe learn something too. We are brought to you by Evolution Career Economic Development, and without their financial support, we would not be able to rent this beautiful place. They have events going on all month long. There's calendars on the tables. Please share them with people that you know, and invite anybody you'd like to hear. It's free. We're here every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So thank you for first-timers. And today, we are going to have one of our regulars presenting. She's down in Puerto Rico, Inez and Deborah. So we're going to hand it on over to them right now. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Valerie, can they hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good. Well, it's so good, even if it is from far in the Caribbean, to see so many familiar faces in the room. My name is Inez Nazario, and you guys mostly know me for my primary business, which is Business Essentials Virtual Assistant. But what some of you may or may not know is that I co-own another business that is called B4G Academy. Can you guys see the presentation well?
Yes.
All right, so we'll get started. So how B4G started is a story of two mothers, one mission in a new era. But going back in time, what happened was that back in 2016, my daughter was in 6th grade, having a hard time with traditional schooling. I attempted to take the route of private education. That didn't work out. Charter education. That didn't work out. So decided to go through the homeschool route. And I am so glad that I did. My daughter currently is completing her bachelor's degree in UCF. She had the opportunity to study for a semester in the Netherlands. So the people that do ask me, does homeschool work? Yes, it does. It works. But how we started was a completely different business model from what we are today. We had a facility in Orange City, and the whole mission was to have a location for homeschool students of working parents. Because there are many working parents that will like to have their children following a homeschool curriculum versus a traditional school system. And so that's what we were providing in Orange City. However, in 2020, we know what all happened, right? In 2020, COVID hit, we had to close doors with everybody else. And in the middle of September, end of September, we attempted to reopen the facility, but we encountered two major challenges. Number one was that now most of the parents were working from home, so they didn't have the need for the facility. And number two was that parents that did have children and were working, they didn't want their children near group settings because we didn't know what COVID was going to do. So by the end of December, after paying a lease with no revenue coming in, decided to completely and permanently close the location in Orange City. And I'm gonna do a pause here, parenthesis here, how Deborah and I came about. Deborah was my very first client with her son, Frankie. She was my very first client of B4G Academy in Orange City. We hit it off. She is a teacher by trade, and we just had a really good relationship trying and working at B4G Academy. So what is B4G Academy? B4G stands for Building for Generations. And what we were was supposed to be like I said, a location to house homeschool students of working parents. After the pandemic, we switched the business model, and we are now a full hub, online hub of all kind of resources to support, encourage, and help homeschool families thrive. So how do we help homeschool families? I'm gonna start sharing now. We're gonna share our website, which by the way, it's gonna be in a preview mode. We just rebranded our company, our business, and we changed the platform of the website, and sad to say that GoDaddy held our domain hostage for a couple of weeks. And so we are now revamping the website. So let me see if you all can see it from here. Can you all see the website from there?
No.
Not yet, okay, hold on just 1 second. All right, let me go back to share. Bear with me. Okay, can you see it now?
No. Oh, it's coming up. We got it.
You got it? All right. So this is now our website for B4G Academy, and like I said, we are now a complete online hub for homeschool families. I'm gonna click here real quick for our 40 seconds introduction.
Welcome to Building for Generations Academy.
Can you hear the video?
Yes.
B4G Academy was birthed by two mothers with one mission and a new era of education. Our mission is to empower families with the tools, support, and confidence to thrive in homeschooling. We are committed to providing a flexible, value-driven educational resources that nurtures curiosity, fosters independence, and cultivates a lifelong love of learning. At B4G, we partner with guided experts and a strong, supportive community to ensure that every homeschool family succeeds. Learn more about our programs, online courses, services, and other resources at b4g.academy. B4G Academy is shaping minds for a future generation.
All right. So that is in a nutshell what we are and what we do. I'm gonna share from the website what our offering is. We do have programs and services, and we have three main programs and services. The main ones are online classes, and these are online classes that are offered by independent providers. These are not, we do partner with other organizations that offer online classes, but our goal is to really provide unique online courses for our homeschool students. We also help with online tutoring services. We have a big network through our Facebook page where we're gathering more and more tutors around the nation that will be included in our online tutoring services. And we also offer online homeschool portfolio evaluations. And this is, for those who don't know, every state is different, but in the state of Florida, as a homeschool student, you are required to conduct and to complete a homeschool portfolio evaluation. So those are our main three services and programs. However, this is the bread and butter of what we do for the homeschool families. We provide all types of resources, and they are divided by different age groups. So for example, if you come to our website and you want resources for your elementary students, you can come here to our elementary resources, and here you will find all types of resources to build or to support your homeschool students that are in elementary grades. And you can scroll through here if you need something in the reading aspect, or if you go to math, you're going to see something, all the math resources that we can offer to support your learning curriculum. And this goes on with the middle school, and we also do it, we have resources for high school. and just some resources for high school students ready to go to college. We also have our own resources that we offer, and these are just a sample of the things that are coming up as far as specifically to B4G resources that we're building. And this is something that Deborah can talk a little bit more to, because these are resources that she has built into our resource onto our resources. And over here, of course, you can see our story in that. And that is in a nutshell what we are and what we do. Now, I'm going to switch back to my presentation. Hold on just 1 second. Because we do want to add some things to the group here at 1 Million Cups. It's a quiet group today. All right, where's the... Okay, I'm not seeing, okay, window. All right, so like I said, in a nutshell, that's what we do for the homeschool families. One of the things that we are building is a list of education providers, and this is where 1 Million Cups can come into play. As a matter of fact, I don't know if Scott is in the room. I can't see him. He is the owner of the test camp. I know Carlos is working with him, and they are one of the providers. So what we're trying to do is to gather more and more education providers to boost up our offerings. But how can you help us? Visit our social media pages. You can become a B4G sponsor. Right under the home tab, there is a drop down with information for sponsors. And if you would like to be a sponsor for B4G Academy, that we do have all the information there. If you see a struggling family that can benefit from homeschooling, let them know we exist. A lot of families, they struggle to find information on how to homeschool, how to build curriculums, what are the requirements, and that's what we're here for. Most importantly, we want to continue to build B4G, so we would like for 1 Million Cups to help us in how we can better monetize our website and expand our market. So your feedback, of course, is sincerely appreciated. And here's where you can find us, b4gacademy.com. Like I said, right now the website is down, but it should be up within the next day or two. Once, we had to work with GoDaddy as they were holding the domain hostage because we were in a different platform. But you'll soon find us again at b4gacademy.com. If you can send us an email, b4gacademy@gmail.com, and of course the number on the screen. One thing that I didn't point out is that we do have a Facebook group. It's not called B4G Academy, it's called the Homeschool Network. And currently we have over 1.8K followers in our page, which is great because it's giving us a lot of exposure and it's helping us grow the academy. So I leave it here and I appreciate you guys' feedback.
All right. Great presentation. Thank you, Inez. And we've got Deborah right here
Thank
too.
you.
So we're going to do
It's a little
this.
different virtually. Normally I'm more, walking around the room and making it a little bit more interactive, but doing it virtual is a little bit different.
A little different, yeah. Yeah, it's good though. We've got Puerto Rico and Daytona Beach online here. So for those of you who are new to the program, 1 Million Cups, this is a whole concept of supporting and information and giving ideas and sharing ideas. So if you've got a question, if you've got a comment, if you have anything you want to contribute, just raise your hand and I'll come around and grab it. So let me ask the first question here. I don't know anything about homeschool. I'm way beyond having kids in school or anything like that. So So if I'm talking to somebody, who's your target customer? Who's the person that I should refer to you guys? Who would that be?
The parents. A lot of people are looking for ways to homeschool with everything that's going on in the schools, the shootings. A lot of kids that have learning disabilities aren't getting their needs met. They need more one-on-one instruction, so they're going to be the ones that are looking for homeschooling services.
Yes, to add on to that, actually, I would like for Deborah to share her own story of why she homeschooled and how Frankie ended up in our facilities in our city, because our target market is definitely the struggling families that want the best of education for their children. That's our target market.
Yes. And my story is I was a teacher in Georgia, and we had to move back here to Florida to be with family. And my son is on the autism spectrum. He has ADHD and he's dyslexic. When we got here, the schools weren't meeting his needs. And so I left teaching and decided to stay home with him and help homeschool him. And I've got a nephew that I helped homeschool, and I have a 2-year-old granddaughter that'll be coming up, so we'll probably be homeschooling her as well. But he graduated, my son Frankie graduated last year. He's got a job. He did take some classes through one of the high schools. They have the career academies now. I wish they had those when I was in high school. He was able to go through the program 4 years, and he got industry certifications in the gaming industry in high school. So he's looking more into getting further into that. But right now he's got a job. He works here in Daytona. So, but it was a wonderful experience. I mean, homeschooling is just amazing. You can teach your kids what you want them to know. You don't have to go by what the curriculum is in the school. Now, if you have somebody that's going to go to college, you're going to want to check with the colleges and see what the requirements are for that. But you can, you don't have to sit there with a book and a computer all day long. You can be out exploring. Almost everything you do in daily life is a learning experience. So it's an amazing thing.
Yes.
Any other questions?
The first question, Carlos, I'm one of the organizers here. I wanted to ask, you said your target market is struggling families. Do you have different packages available as to starting them out? Do you sponsor any families, a number of students per semester, year? How does that work? You can go into that.
Carlos, I kind of heard your question. You say that do we have packages for families to follow for their learning?
The price point packages, where do you start at? How much is your programs? Do you have sponsorship for any number of families or students per year, per semester? So in an avenue like this, it seems like, well, if you give it away to the first 5-10 families, then they're going to tell 5 or 10 other friends. And at some point, you're going to find in the people that can afford which packages, if there are different ones, which program might fit them to start them out. In many cases, it's like, here, taste it for free first. If you like it, then let's bring you aboard and put you in a full program, that kind of thing.
Yes, thank you for that question, Carlos. This is the thing. When we first started B4G Academy, again, we're working with struggling families, okay? We monetize from the providers, not from the families, okay? And the reason I say that is because, yes, we have families that can afford online courses, that can afford all types of tutoring services and what have you, but there are families that don't. So we don't want to prevent them from having the homeschool experience, the right homeschool experience. So from our end, we monetize from the provider, not from the families. Our services from the hub, from the online website that you just saw, is completely free to visit the website and to find those resources there. Now, the provider, we will charge a fee for them being in our platform. There's where we're starting to monetize, but the resources itself, we want to make it as accessible as possible to all families. And that's how we're, that we have our model structured.
How are you marketing this? How are you getting this word out to your customers? How do they find you?
Right now it's word of mouth, and like I said, we do have a Facebook page with over 1,800 members in it, and that's something that as we rebranded, we're going to leverage from the following that we have in that platform. And of course, we are also recruiting people from the platform to help us boost the B4G services and programs.
Good morning, Caitlin Healy with Rebel Leadership Coaching. Given that your son is someone who is needing some additional services, I'm wondering, is that really strongly presented as a category of area of support on the website? Because I think so many people are uncovering that there is a need beyond traditional learning for their children. And I think if you highlight, one of our specialties is in neurodivergent learning, helping with learning disabilities. So I just don't know if that's something, as you relaunch the website, if you can make a little more prominent rather than just saying, kindergarten or like elementary, middle, high, college, making a whole dedicated arena to that style of learning. And I just don't know if that exists yet.
Yeah, it's not something we have thought, but it's definitely a great idea. And it's something, I think what you're saying is that if I'm understanding correctly, to have a section for students that are, that have what we call an IEP or
Yes.
that are different from the traditional students, to have a program for that. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, and you could even say, like the heading could be, does your child have an IEP, question mark, and then that's gonna be the call to action. Oh, well, my child has one, let me click on this, and then, hey, here's this whole hub of resources for neurodivergent or learning disability based, experienced children. I would also encourage you to perhaps reach out to local independent charter schools. The Sands Academy is an example based out of DeLand. I see a little head nod there. So you may be familiar with them, but they focus on children in that arena as well. And so some people want to still send their children for a part-time in-person, like home-based, like non-county or state-based curriculum. But then if you all can be the resource at home in addition to that, that might create a nice balance of like alone at home and then in-person experience. So that might be a good referral partner for you all, the local charter schools.
Yes, I think that's also a really good idea to reach out to charter schools because they're different than traditional schools. And we were reaching out to schools in the area with B4G Academy at the time. Just to be transparent, I moved away from B4G. I just reassociated because I sold B4G completely to Deborah back in October 2021. And then I came back now about 2-3 months ago. So we are looking for ways to completely leverage from the school system in other areas to promote the B4G Academy as an add-on to what they already have.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand. You've got, your customers are really the vendors then? So you provide essentially a referral service? Is that kind of what I'm getting out of this?
I'm not sure I understood the question, and I'm not sure I heard it right because it sounds really far.
Well, you said that you monetize the providers, so they pay you,
Yes.
if I'm understanding, they pay you to be on your platform. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay, so you're,
Yes, they pay to be on the platform, and for certain providers, we might set up what we would call an affiliate agreement, and where any a percentage of what they gain from our for being in our platform from the students that come and signed up through our platform will come back to B4G.
And so you're providing a platform where they can sell their product and you bring customers through your platform to the providers, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's exactly how the business model works for the providers.
And follow-up question to tackle on what Tom was just asking about. You said you had a pretty good, strong following on social media, and I can't remember what your number was for followers, but if you're using that, are you tapping into advertising on your page? Not only would you advertise, say, those kid fairs, back-to-school fairs, meet the police officer, ice cream with a firefighter, but you could also have those that you're already affiliated, pay with those. It'd be an easy way for them to click on and say track, and just another aisle of revenue, a different revenue stream adding on to what you were already doing, because you see you have the following, you have a lot of different resources already paying to be part of your program, but when they click and advertise for different things, that might be a revenue stream for you.
That's a good idea, Carlos. Thank you.
Inez, Valerie here. Congratulations on your 1MC presentation. I'm going to go a little bit closer.
Thank you.
Okay, so a couple of questions for you. Do you offer supplemental programs on B4G Academy? And do you follow a certain curriculum, accreditation, and which state? I know like every state has a different, is it just Florida? Homeschool program, just questions for you.
Okay, so one question at a time about the supplement. That's where the providers come, because that's how we supplement our offering to the homeschool students. What was the second question again, Valerie?
Accreditation, is it just Florida?
Oh, yes.
Since this is online. Yeah.
Yes. We offer consultation as well, because each state is different. And right now, the way that we're recruiting providers, we're also seeing that they have the accreditations and the licenses, whatever they need to be providing the services that they provide. But to answer your question, we are going global. And the reason I'm saying we're going global is because even our homeschool page is global. We have members from Australia. We're actually setting up a meeting with somebody in the Philippines that is homeschooled. And we have even from Africa, from South Africa, we have members. So we are going global, so of course we have to adjust to whatever that global requirement is. But for the state specifically, we will be seeking for people that can help us understand the requirements per state. Right now, as of today, we are pretty clear on the requirements for Florida. And that's why Deborah is a homeschool portfolio evaluator for Florida homeschool students. But our goal will be to have homeschool portfolio evaluators in every state.
Nice.
Hi, my name's Nick. This is my first time here. So I've got a couple
Congrats. Welcome.
I've got a couple quick questions. The first, I guess, is how are you vetting providers, and then also how do you show that to your potential customers? I shouldn't say customers. I should say that people that you are trying to bring in, and then to show that that this B4G is Academy, so they can trust.
Okay. I've had a hard time listening to the questions, but Valerie, can you repeat the questions he just stated?
I can do it a little bit louder. I'm just curious as to how you're vetting the providers, and then how you are showing parents that kind of what level of trust that's there. So, like, do you have a standard or something for providers that you bring on board?
Meaning the fee that we charge for the provider to be on our platform?
No, like as far as standards and how you vet them, like to say like, hey, this is.
The vetting of the providers is what we're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Right now, it's fairly open to anyone that wants to provide services. Excuse me, just 1 minute. I just noticed that I was on my battery and I'm running out of battery. I'm gonna switch it to charging my laptop real quick.
Deborah, you get to answer. Since you are the state academy, you know, how do you vet providers? Basically, the question.
Well, like she was saying, it's pretty much open.
Okay, I'm back.
But Deborah was answering the question. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning and forgot to close my laptop. But to answer the question, we currently don't have a structured way of vetting the provider, right? Remember that the provider is their responsibility, how they offer the services and everything else. We're just a platform to offer their courses or their services or what have you. We will, of course, put a disclaimer that we are not responsible for what they do. We're just a mediator. We're just the middleman.
Hi, Jeff Murphy here. Just a quick question. Are you offering, as your providers, are you hiring individual teachers then? Is this giving them more job opportunity, or do they have to go through a third-party service to get on to be connected with you guys?
No, we are very open for any teacher that wants to be part of what we can offer to students. Actually, that was one of the first things that was on the original business model. Any retired teacher, any current teacher that wanted to make an income and wanted to help with the homeschooling community. We are very open arms for any teacher that can help us build stronger the B4G Academy model.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
So somebody comes to your site and they're in, I don't know, Oklahoma or they're in the Philippines. How can they search for programs that are specific to their state or their country, or does it not matter? Are all the programs good for everybody?
The programs are now good for everybody. I mean, we are not very versed or familiar with the requirements of every country, but we know that in every country they want to learn reading, they want to learn math, they want to learn science. So those are like the basic elementary things that we can offer to homeschool students globally. But as far as understanding the requirements per country, we are not at that level right now. It will be great to also have representatives from different countries later on and help us build for those specific countries and then have a list of countries with the resources for them.
Very cool. Anybody else? Questions? Carlos, one more?
Just to also write on what Nick had asked earlier, when you're validating, you have your son, Frankie, beautiful testimonial. He should be your poster child right on the front screen of your landing page. And I'm sure that you've got others similar to that. Here, just start, every parent is proud of their child. It's much easier to cultivate from within your group already, and those things that'll be naturally validation. Look, there's someone in the next town, 20 minutes from me, maybe I can talk to them about their experience or something like that. And you'll find that your captains or lieutenants will naturally just form wanting to contribute. Hey, look, this has done so much for me, I want to share. All of a sudden, when they become, hey, can you lead this chat group out of this, talking about specifically middle schoolers and the different tools, and specifically, because my mind's on my one child. So which direction? I'm going to stay in this little pocket of your umbrella. That might be a great way. And so much more validation when someone boasts about you as opposed to you telling somebody how good you are. That validation, that'll speak volumes. And then, if anybody does have something sideways to say, you've got 24 parents that are going to jump right on and say, oh, no, hold on, then you didn't do it right. Or let me show you how to use it correctly. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Once again, and all that's going to generate your visibility, your awareness with your platform. I mentioned earlier about having your widgets up there to, hey, look, here's your free pancakes with professors, with teachers, or whatever, you all of a sudden become a resource for not only your clients that you have existing, but hey, if I want to do something on the weekend for my kid, I know there's going to be other kids because they always have kids at these events because you become that popular, especially with your little groups and whatnot inside of it. But that's another way to cultivate, and all of a sudden, oh, this is sponsored by the test camp, for example. I can click onto that and get this specific criteria type of help. With every click, you should be able to monetize that and see what those numbers are. So I'm once again layering into that revenue stream and another idea of how to market within what you already have going, building from what you have. Much easier to have an existing client use more of your product and services and refer you than it is to go out and find a new client. It sounds like you got a great start already.
Yes, thank you for that, Carlos. And actually, like I said, we are still working on our website. And one section that we will have is homeschool stories. People sharing their stories on homeschooling and how, how they have used or can use our platform to help their families. And use that in the different social media platforms. And because stories, how do they tell? Stories tell or sell. And that's what we want to build into, is to have homeschool stories, which will turn into testimonials of how B4G has helped their families. So thank you for that recommendation.
Yeah, seeing somebody on there who has a similar situation as you makes it that much easier to make the leap and have them get involved. So that's very true. Any other ideas? Anybody else want to throw anything out? All right.
The Facebook page, if she could show us, or you could.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Facebook page or whatever, just to see the icon.
The name of the Facebook page.
Oh, can you give us the name of the Facebook group again?
Like find it real fast right here.
The Homeschool Network. Is
The Homeschool
Facebook.
Network.
The Homeschool Network.
That's what the icon is, the profile. I was wondering if we could see maybe on.
I can't hear you back there.
He wants to know what
The icon of the
it says, it says.
Oh, what's the icon? Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of them online. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, is there? Okay, there's a bunch of them online. Just use the same icon logo as you have for B4G Academy there.
Can I put it?
If I look at the
I'm
Facebook
sorry.
group.
And that's,
If some, we can find it
is
on
that
there.
the icon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it
Homeschool
is.
Life.
That's the icon, y'all.
Homeschool life.
Yes.
All right, we're joining. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us in the Facebook and, just sharing that Facebook page will be a great help for us.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your presentation. Excellent job, you did. Thank you. So before we leave, we got a bunch of people here in the room. We're going to be all heading out to do our thing for today and the rest of the week. So in the interest of what we can do to help you, what's the one thing the 1MC community of Daytona can help when we leave here?
Well, as always, you guys always come with the recommendations, but most importantly, let people know that we exist. Let others know that we exist. We're here for the homeschool families. We're here to really stand by what our name is, to build future generations.
Good job. All right, so we can send it to Facebook, and in a few days, send it to your website. Very cool. All right, everybody, thanks a lot.